Open Space Committee meeting on January 14th, 2019, and we are meeting videoed. You want to review the minutes from previous meetings? June 13th, 2018 meeting. We just read it over. Is there any changes to that for anybody? No?
I was
Okay.
not present.
That one's acceptable, okay. So then we send these in now.
Do you want to
I don't know where they go. I mean, yeah, I would like to know, because when I go on and on the website and look under minutes, there are no minutes. So
I feel like KG said to just send them to like Christine Furno.
Mhm. And
So
don't
I
know.
guess maybe I could send, whenever I send the next batch, I could ask her if I'm supposed to put them on the website or something. And we can say that we don't notice previous minutes on the website.
Yeah, I mean, we need to work on our webpage and everything, but it's, you know, when we're frustrated, we can't find recreation, but they can't really find us either, so.
Just ask her where she puts them.
Yeah. So can you submit all these, or should I?
I can do all of them if
Okay.
you send me the file.
Okay, I'll send you.
Corrected file.
Most of them. Mine came out okay.
So these were the June 13th meeting minutes, not July.
Right.
July was
July
already-
31st
Right.
was already done, yeah.
So, okay, are we accepting the June minutes?
Right, okay. All right, and then we have the October minutes, which we have a few changes to. Number 6 is changed to Lisa Mazinski moved that we recommend to the Board of Selectmen to waive the first right of refusal. Okay. And then number 9 is recognize the work of Massimo, and it's Massimo. And then E on the end of Fontaine.
Okay.
And then on the November 19th meeting, Becky had some changes.
On number 5,
Mm-hmm.
third line down, trails could be added in the general area, there's a misspelling there.
Oh.
So it should be area. 2, then scratch out, connect the school system to the post office and put, expand the system behind the school.
So, trails can be added to the general
Trails
area.
could be added in the general area to expand the system behind the school.
That sounds
Okay,
good.
behind the school to the post office.
No
Or just
post
behind
office.
the
Just behind the school,
Oh,
period.
okay. 5. Any other changes?
No.
So with these changes, do we accept the minutes?
On November 19th, yes.
You need a motion, so.
All these years. I know, it just never sinks in, does it? Me neither. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from November 19th. All in favor?
No, sorry. Just put them all together.
Yeah.
Okay, November 19th. And October, no, there were no changes to, yeah, October 15th changes. And to accept the minutes as they were on November 13th. So the changes for October 15th and the changes to November 19th. All in favor?
Do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I know. Just erase my cheat sheet and all my other things. All right, now we have next up is the review of the 61A property on Orange Street. Another piece being taken out. And I'll send a map down.
Odd question.
Mhm.
They can actually carve out a piece of the whole property that was under chapter 61 and then apply afterwards to take it out?
No, they haven't.
They've got an offer for $75,000, so we can counter that if we were interested.
Yeah, but my understanding was I would assume that all of this property was under chapter 61.
Right, and they did carve out one
And
piece.
they carved one
yes.
while it was still in 61.
They've done like 3 or 4 of them along the
So
street.
that was my question, that they can actually do that, then that's almost like backpedaling
Mhm.
to
It's not
get it
what we
on
would
chapter
like, yeah.
61. That's, when I read
Right,
through that
and
whole
then
thing, I was
we
very
get the whole,
surprised.
if we don't, and then we're like, okay, well, maybe we would have taken it if it was all contiguous,
Mhm.
but it's not.
Interesting.
There is
So that's
land
that's like a
behind
loophole to get around the whole.
There's nothing preventing someone from doing that. It just takes so much more engineering, and every lot has to be approved and the whole process. But I personally, you know, I've expressed my problems with this in the past. I want to go on record that this is a flawed system and that is not doing the owner or the town any justice as far as protecting open space.
There's,
I kind of concur, because that was my impression after I read through this whole thing. I'm like, how, they could do that.
we've had 4 meetings just
least.
for
Yep.
this
It was
road.
carved out piece. Wow.
One by one by one.
Yeah. One of them went to a friend of my daughter's, and she was over there looking at the construction they're building. And they went out back to beyond theirs, 6 acres, to Chase Pond, and there's otters back there. So it's a nice area.
So we're an advisory body. We don't have to, I guess we don't have to give an up or down. We can send a message to the board that
This is ridiculous.
this is a sham
Yep.
and,
Because he's just gonna keep going, there's, more and more lots along that.
yeah,
road.
any
And-
frontage lot is just gonna be peeled off one by one by one, and this is not the intent of chapter 61. It's a temporary tax protection to keep the space open, or the land as habitat.
Yep.
And this is contrary to the intent.
And he's got a lot more land there.
Mhm.
It's a lot of it underwater. Maybe we could just write a letter to the Board of Selectmen to say, this is,
Well, I wanted to go on the record as personally, but if the board so wishes, I'll make a motion to do that. That we not approve or disapprove we do not advise them on whether or not they should proceed with their right of first refusal, but we inform them that we are very displeased with the way this is moving forward. And that we're being asked to just meet on a 2-acre lot or plus or minus every
Mhm.
meeting, when this should be taken as a whole.
Yeah, what you're saying,
Right,
it
if
sounds
you
like
wanna-
this is being becoming a pattern.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
and he's not the only one, but there's.
Yep.
But, the thing is, so each time he takes it out of 61, he has to pay the back taxes with the money that he's gonna make probably from the sale of the property. But probably the first property, he could have said, take care of all of it if he wanted to take it all out, if he's gonna, put up pieces of lots the whole way along there. But they're not advertised, really, I don't know. There's no for sale signs down that road or anything.
That's not our problem.
Yeah, no, it's separate. But do we want to write a,
I made a motion. I haven't heard a second, so.
I'll second that. All in favor of,
So we're not gonna say we recommend to waive the right or not recommend the right, we're just gonna stall it?
No, we're writing a letter. Sue's gonna write a letter to the board of selectmen.
this is, just say,
Yeah, we had to
this
get
is
together
the
4
5th one in a
times.
row, and
Mhm.
if we would want the land, we would have wanted, the whole,
Mhm.
10 lots in a row, not
Yep.
one at a time, the way it was presented.
I'll help you write that.
To the Board of Selectmen?
Mhm. We're not gonna make a recommendation. We're going to file basically file a complaint.
Hmm.
Okay, good.
You have to ask for a vote. Did you ask for a vote?
All in favor of doing this?
Aye.
So, you made the motion,
Yeah,
you
I
seconded it?
seconded it.
Okay.
All right, well, you missed some eggplant parm the other
No, it
night.
sounded
Still a piece left. Maybe not when I get home.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had a working session last Friday night and came up with some ideas of how to proceed with getting grants, possibly getting grants in the long run through Open Space Plan or Community Preservation Act. So,
Should I update her on the other stuff, or
hmm,
should I update her on the
sure.
trails around the school?
Mhm.
We talked
Oh,
about,
yeah.
we didn't know what was existing with the trail behind the school, so I actually went out and
Quite interesting out there.
GPS them. So, this is what is existing out there. That's the high school, middle school, elementary school, I think is down here. And I just kind of drew in a rough idea of where the property lines are around here. So there is an existing bridge. So, this is this bridge right here. It's a little sad. And this, where am I right here? Nope, that's 16, so I need to be right here. Okay, so right here, this is the right of way. Property lines on
On
map
the-
one?
yeah.
I don't think I do. Yes, I do. Okay, so this is Martin.
Yep.
So this is the right of way into this property here. I only went as far as here because that's what that looks like.
Oh
right
my
there.
gosh.
Refrigerator waiters.
So I got up to here, that's a ladder with pieces of plywood across it, and I'm like, eh. So I don't know what this looks like all the way up to the road, I'm assuming it's a cut road, but
Yeah.
also don't know for sure, that would have to be surveyed to make sure
Right.
it was on
That property.
in that
Right.
right away for the town property. So we were talking that, okay, so you've got, coming in from Martin here, you can do a loop here. This peters out, and this goes on to, that should be Zito property. So, that's little dots there of coming around here and coming up here to connect into here to make a loop. So if you come in, you can make a loop here or make a big loop to go back out. And
So this exists?
No.
Not-
No.
Okay, that's.
in pink exist,
Mhm.
this would be to establish. Or even come all the way down to here
Yeah.
too, would be a possibility. You can come into this field to make a big loop. And this right here is Wellman Pond, and this is the brook where that bridge is. So also depending, again, I'd be walking around the woods to check it out, to maybe go from here, to make a loop this way. But this track right here, so this track right here is used by the, cross-country team,
Right.
right here. So that's a cross-country team track.
And then, and it's also, like, they go up a large hill and,
Yeah.
so if you look at the contours, you know, you could almost
Mhm.
make it a better trail. I know.
Mhm.
So this would give access to the trails for, you know, people in the neighborhood here. Could, if you could
Yeah.
establish these loops here, the railroad bed's not that far down here. So someone that's on the railroad bed, they could come just walk down here and make access to that. And then anyone parking at the school, either the two schools can actually access the trails too. so that's as far as I got.
That's
with that.
great. So
Amazing
we were
to actually go out and actually look at it.
We think
Please.
we need to contact the school committee about what they know, you know, they have, they've had a nature trail there before. They've had, you know, just the jogging trail. So we want to ask them if they know what they have and whether or not they would be okay if we made few more trails, or also improve upon the bridges and maybe get that as a project
Yeah,
for
that'd be awesome.
another Eagle Scout.
Yeah.
Or I'm good all summer till next year, so, I mean, the deadline for this year for the RTP grant money is passed, but there's other grants, and so if we get all our ducks in a row, then we can go after some grant money to
Mhm.
get some of this done.
And that's sort of it's like ducks in a row, like open space plan done, or Community Preservation Act, which are very time-consuming things, and that maybe we could contact Blackstone Valley Tech, that we talked about, like having them maybe help us out with a plan, which we did, Lisa and I worked on for ages and ages and ages. Got to the end of the line. So,
Well, I think we should talk to the Recreation Commission. I was just looking to see when their meetings are, and,
they haven't picked anything up in the box since March.
oh, almost a year.
Is there still people on the
That's
committee?
when I went,
Isn't that, well, I guess.
It's an elected position, so,
How about if I call Christine and ask her about a contact for that? Christine Furno, and ask her a contact on
Yep.
recreation and find out when their next
If
meeting
it's
is.
elected, does that mean it's on our ballot every year when we vote?
I mean, it might be in the town, you know, I have the annual report.
well, I didn't check the
Book from-
website either.
I did,
I
we
did,
did.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
there's
did?
I
nothing.
did, I couldn't find Recreation Commission on there, period.
Well, I don't
was
think
looking
it's
today.
updated.
I don't, it's not
either.
dissolved. No, Christine will know.
It used to be Bobby Saster and.
Yeah, but I think John might even be on it now. But we just
I know,
elected a
yeah.
couple other
Mhm.
people last May.
Valley was on it for a while.
Yeah, get a list of who's on it and see, we'll track somebody down when they have a meeting.
Mm.
Because it's open space and recreation plan, and it would be great if we could move forward together on that.
Yeah, so the next meeting of the.
Oh, what about the questionnaire? Should we talk about that?
Yep.
Cause like another big thing, Kate, that came out of our working session is we thought it'd be a good idea to do another survey, which I guess surveys were done in '98 and.
2006, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we're due for another one. I don't know if you've looked at like other towns and their, open space and recreation plans, but they all put their questionnaire like in the back,
Oh,
so
okay.
you can
Yeah.
see like what they've done. And we talked about whether like we should mail them out, do it online, maybe we make both options available. We should modify the old one or make a new one.
Definitely.
Something interesting I was reading in the Grafton plan is they, 10 years ago they did it and they had like 600 responses, and then last year they had 800 responses 10 years ago, but 600 this year, so their response went down. And they attributed that to like two reasons. So one of the reason they thought is because they made it longer, so they thought people didn't want to take more time to fill it out. And then their other reason is this time they made their survey all online, whereas 10 years ago they mailed it out. So they actually thought that made their responses decrease. And that was in Grafton.
Yeah. And they have a lot going on there. They're
Mhm.
dealing with it, so.
Oh yeah, and plus they said after the survey they had a big like session where they invited people to talk about open space. People had like ideas.
Right, and that's what Uxbridge is doing, what did I tell you?
Visioning.
The visioning
Yeah.
session. And so we could also find out where they are with their questionnaire, because I think that's a component of every report.
Yeah.
So we can see where they are with that. And did I say the 24th?
Yes.
Thursday.
Where is it?
It's supposed to be it was originally scheduled for the town hall.
Mhm.
You go in, what is it, the first floor, it's to the left where conservation is. But when I was told about it, I said it would be great if they had a place where you could actually use audio-visual and put pictures up. So I don't know if it might be changed, but if I hear this coming Thursday, if I hear that's been changed, I'll send everybody a note.
So otherwise, it's 6:30 at town hall.
Yes. Yeah, a week from this Thursday.
Yeah, so we had thought maybe the questionnaire should be the monkey, Survey Monkey and the Google, and insert into the town hall. Do we put an insert into the literature that's sent out for the town meeting in May?
That's the bulletin,
It's
annual
5
town,
months.
annual town meeting
Right,
bulletin.
can we slip in?
We'll have
like
to
we
ask
have
Suzanne
before?
about what
Yeah.
flexibility they have.
Plus, well, then we also want to wait until May. So that's 5
Maybe
months from now.
Put in places like in the library, post office, stuff like that, just for people going in, they could grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Copy, town hall. I did spend some time perusing around for different, survey questions and pulled out a bunch. I'm halfway in the process of organizing it. I can send it to you guys if you want to look at it and see what you think of the questions. I personally liked them, the ones that were a little bit longer, that gave more information than the one-page ones. And there's stuff in here, they had a long list of things with recreational things that some of the stuff can be taken off of here. Lacrosse fields, I don't think is an issue.
Right, skating.
Yeah, or, outdoor skating, hunting areas.
We have all this.
Well, you could also make it sort of categories like, winter sports versus, type of
Mhm.
thing, so that people can then write in short answers.
Yeah, 'cause they put this all, baseball field, soccer field, football field, softball field,
So you're supposed to check it off.
basketball, tennis, firework, all these things were all like, you could kind of put them together, I mean, I don't know what the setup for a lacrosse field is as opposed to a soccer field.
Or we could just ask what sports,
Oh, and people
are,
can write
and
in
fill
the
it in,
sport.
yeah.
Yep. Well, I can send this to everybody and we can,
Yeah, we can work from that. When we look at different ones from different towns, we
Mhm.
can,
so I got like
Right in
South
the-
Hadley, I got some questions from theirs, 'cause they actually kind of included their CPA in with their question. So
Oh.
like question 5 is, what should South Hadley's most important conservation recreation priorities be for the next 5 years? Check 2. I threw in a couple things. And then 6, let's see, should the town take additional actions to protect or conserve open space and natural resources? Agree, disagree, not sure. Number 7 was, if you agree with the statement in question 6 above, to protect and conserve open space and natural resources to create and maintain recreational areas, would you support the town purchase of land for such purposes, donate money to buy land or donate land, support a 1% surcharge on your taxes to contribute to a designated fund, Community Preservation Act for the purposes of open space, recreation, or historical preservation? So that's how they,
Yeah, I like that question, because I
Tie
think get
that
people to
into
think
their-
about it.
right,
Survey.
it leads into where's this money gonna come
Yeah.
from? And if it does come from there, then we have to, yeah.
And then we can get a sense of
Okay.
like, would we have any money to work with if, for any project we want to do? Like if people are willing to
Mhm.
contribute.
all right, I just added a few more things by hand, I'll type them in and then I'll send it out to everybody.
That'd be great.
But, we're on this question, okay. The reason I had gone on looking for the Recreation Commission was 'cause I don't know, all the quote-unquote recreation areas in town here. because there was a question, is, how often do you visit the following areas, per year for outdoor enjoyment and recreation? Please indicate the recreation areas in town that you have visited and enjoyed. Okay, Douglas State Forest is one. School recreational facilities, they had town common. You said something about a skate park?
Yep.
That's at the school and.
Okay, it's a school, so that'd be under the,
Yeah, school facilities.
all right, so, but I don't know what else is around here.
There's this, isn't there a
Soldiers
soccer
Field.
field at the VFW hall?
Okay, oh, yes, okay, so soccer,
Right on Main Street.
There's Martin Road Park.
Martin Street Playground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also soccer fields.
Yeah, Martin Road is street, Martin.
Road.
Roads.
So that's playground and soccer fields?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. And then the ball field at Soldiers Field.
Is Wallen Lake like a recreational? Is there a beach?
It's not a town, yeah.
That's state,
That's, I just
Oh.
put that town forest.
State, okay.
Yeah, Douglas State Forest. Mosquitoes.
Isn't there like basketball hoops like right out here? Does that
Mhm.
count?
Mhm.
For basketball?
Municipal Center. Oops.
So what about the conservation area where Massimo just did a bridge?
Yeah,
That's
there's
Mumford Road.
just walking, you know.
Yeah, but that's still,
Recreational, yeah.
yeah.
So there, you could put the conservation areas.
So
That's-
list every single, like
Yeah,
trail we
maybe.
have.
So was it the Mumford River Conservation Area? Is that what that is?
On the
I should
road.
check with Conservation Commission, because there's still that one on, off of South Street I can't figure out, but.
Well, yeah, we looked at that one, the one over by where Becky was Singer friend has the, knows where the panhandle is. And it's
But
right
none of
above
those other
Locust.
sites have, they're not like, if there was a trail on it, it hasn't been mapped and it's not named or anything like that, so they're basically just pieces of
Right, so are they
raw land right
recreation,
now.
you know?
So they're not recreation yet.
Undeveloped, yeah.
Pre-recreation.
Or then there's a trail on the Manchog Road one, isn't there? Mary Lynn's.
I think there is, yeah. There isn't one on U Street parcel. And
Or down
South
on
Douglas, I don't know.
Southeast Maine.
Right, so we could just lump them together as conservation areas. Do you have?
Yeah,
is it
and people-
conservation area?
Would that be an opportunity for like a write-in to see, if people write in the conservation areas they like, and then we can try to gauge if people know about the conservation areas we have? Like maybe some are very represented and maybe some are not so represented and they need more like advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, should we list the Mid-State Trail, because that's a major north-south trail in the state,
Yep.
and it starts here and
But,
goes
you know,
through
that's in
town.
the Douglas State Forest,
Yeah.
so is the,
But it actually goes
Oh,
out of the
true.
forest
It goes
though.
in and out.
So it
As-
goes through,
yeah.
so it goes.
whereas
Yep, that's, that,
the
it's.
Trunkline Trail is all federal, all state.
Oh, yep, that goes out.
It
I
goes
might
out,
make
but
that,
is it?
it is still owned by the state. He's here. I would make that separate.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what the overlying
Yeah,
body
really,
is.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's more whatever's identifiable to the users.
Yeah.
What about the water slide?
Alrighty.
Yeah, good, thank you. It's a good start. So do we, the next meeting of the school committee, we wanted to get together with them and talk about the trails behind the schools. Their next meeting is in 2 days, so the one after that is the 6th of February.
I guess I'd recommend that you talk to the superintendent for guidance on that,
Okay.
just because he might have to bring them up to speed.
Yep.
Oh,
Right.
so like
Because
before the meeting.
Yeah, because the school committee, they're elected positions, and sometimes
Right.
there's a lot of changeover or whatever, and then
Mhm.
they may not know the past of the history of the school facility, but the superintendent could possibly bring them up to speed so we, you know, we don't go in there and waste the opportunity with time-wise that if
Gotcha.
nobody
Yep.
understands what we're talking about.
Yeah, all right.
So
I'd be
you
glad
can-
to call.
You can prep them.
Names. Was he the, principal first? We
Yeah.
were trying to figure that out.
Yeah, he was the
he
principal.
first, yeah. Okay. All right, and then when they are educated, we'll get together with them. Yep. All right. Maybe, I thought that the working session was good, that we could put the questionnaire together then maybe, rather than doing it on a table in front of a camera.
Oh, so you wanna have another working session soon, and we can actually put the survey together?
Yeah, I was thinking, if we wanna do a meeting every month, we were thinking the third
Mm-hmm.
Monday. Next month, the third Monday is Martin Luther King Day, or,
Oh, that's a week from, that's
That's
this
next
month.
This month, okay.
Yeah.
So
That's this coming Monday.
What's the third one in February is something weird, I think.
I think we can do a draft.
President's Day.
Draft of the questionnaire, but we really need to talk to the folks with rec to make sure they wanna also participate in putting it together.
Right, so it's all about not wasting time to just,
Right.
yeah, I
Mhm.
agree, yep. All right, well, we wanna wait till we hear from them, and then we can meet with them, and then,
No, I think you can set up a tentative, I just wanted to make sure that,
find out if they exist, and if they do.
you're saying February the third Monday, the 18th is President's Day?
Yep. I mean, we could do the Monday before that, and then after that, the third is fine for holidays.
What are we looking at? Which one?
February 11th.
Mhm.
Will be our next meeting.
Are you able to do that, or is
Yeah, I can do that.
Mondays again?
I'm finished school, so I don't have any obligations like that anymore.
But do we have something to, find out what, I just do a few of these things and then see if we could invite recreation to the meeting.
Yeah.
It's a joint meeting.
Or we could go to, whatever comes first, we
Yeah.
could go to their meeting, or they could come here, whatever.
Sure, is that a good day for you, Becky?
February 11th?
Yep.
Right now it sounds.
We'll try to come up and, see if Rick can come.
So Sue, you'll be in charge of talking to them?
Recreation? Yeah, I'll call, Christine, and find out about that. And then maybe we could have a working meeting after that or whatever. See what goes, 'cause after that, there's no more. The third Mondays are fine.
Okay.
Alright. Anything else anybody wants to discuss?
Oh, I just want to put out there that if anyone's interested, the Massachusetts Land Trust Conference, I believe it's the 23rd of March. And they always have great workshops on open space and preservation. And the keynote speaker is Gina McCarthy, who used to be the head of the EPA.
Oh, really?
I
What's
don't,
the date?
I think it's the 23rd. They haven't posted the registration, the sign-ups yet. And it's usually, yeah, the technical school. And it's usually, maxed out pretty quickly, so.
A lot of people there, yeah. Alright. Anything else anybody wants to discuss? We'll have go for the next meeting on 2/11.
And that's tentative on if the recreation people will work with us and are available. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we get a response to our letter and.
Yeah, we can
Well,
discuss that too.
done with you too.
Does anybody want a copy of the book?
I'll take one, yeah. I'll go out there sometime with you too.
I was thinking, I don't know, maybe sometime tomorrow or Thursday to go do some exploring. I wanna, text Jeremy, cause Jeremy is right here, and I wanna see if he knows where his property lines are. If he knows where his property lines are, I'm good. Show me where they are. Then I'll know where that boundary is.
You call me if you want some company.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
All in
Second.
favor? Oh, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Closing the meeting at 7:50.